Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Lama and today I'm bringing you one of my personal favourite farms to do because this farm is for the Mists of Pandaria materials. Now I'm saying it like that and not being more specific because you're going to get pretty much all of them, or at least a great many of them. So this farm is going to get you a lot of ghost iron ore, it's going to get you green tea leaves, it's going to get you the trillium ore, it's going to get you golden lotus, it's going to get you windwool cloth, and it will get you some spirits of harmony as well. Now, there is a catch. In order to do this farm, you are going to need herbalism and mining ideally on the same character, as well as having that character be somebody that you can quite comfortably kill lower level mobs on. So it is advised to do this farm at maximum level. It is also advisable to have a druid simply because of the flight form, but anything can work, especially if you have the shredder mount so that you don't have to dismount to farm the herbalism nodes. So, what this farm is and how it works is essentially we'll go to this location that you see me at on the screen here, which is in the Valley of the Four Winds in Pandaland, and basically we're going to go to this little outcrop that is quite well known among farmers. You've probably been here before yourselves doing your mining, but what you may not know is that by just going up and down this little outcrop here, we have an awful lot of nodes available to us, which increases our capacity to just take up a small area while gathering our herbs. And we're not so much interested in the mining's just there for the added gold along the way. What we're actually looking for is a golden lotus herb. Now, we don't necessarily want to find the herb inside of another herb, if you understand what I mean. We don't want to find ourselves with a green tea leaf node that gives us a golden lotus. That's great, it gives us a golden lotus, but what we're actually after is a golden lotus herb, because what this does is it gives us a buff that used to be available via the potions of luck before the nerf that got rid of them and turned them into a grey item. And what that does is it allows us to have a chance to loot plundered treasures from any Mists of Pandaria mob. Now, plundered treasures are very similar to the treasures you get from Cataclysm mobs while using Potion of Treasure Finding, just the Mists of Pandaria version. They can include all of the materials that I listed previously and are incredibly lucrative. Now, I'm given to understand that they have been nerfed, and I can confirm that, having done this recording for this video. There certainly has been a great reduction in the amount of materials that you get from these, and very much so in terms of the raw gold from the item. However, this farm's so fantastic, it doesn't really matter. Not even post nerf, this is a great way of making gold. So, let's skip ahead a little bit. You've found your golden lotus node and you've got your buff. What you want to do is you want to go over to the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, where you will head to Mogashan Palace on the upper floor, where you will find yourself a Pandaran NPC who is going to take you into the Heart of Fear. Now, because we're doing this for the sake of the buff, we do want to get there as quick as possible so that we don't waste any of our precious 15-minute buff that we get by picking the Golden Lotus. A great way to do this is if you can Hearthstone to the nearby faction city, depending on whether you're Alliance or Horde, that lies either side of the Mogashan Palace, then just have a short flight over to this point, and you want to queue for the Dread Approach at the Heart of Fear. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to go in to the instance when it pops and we're going to kill all of the trash up to the first boss, at which point we're going to loot the trash. It's as simple as that, and these trash mobs are going to drop us plundered treasures. As we alluded to earlier, these plundered treasures can contain gold and a great number of Mists of Pandaria crafting items. So what we're going to do now is we're going to skip ahead to the end of this little process of me farming and we're going to see how well we did. So guys, this is how it broke down for us. We did about 35 minutes of farming at the beginning to find our Golden Lotus node, which is unusually long, I'll admit. It's normally about a 15-minute mark, but that is the nature of these farms. They are a little bit RNG, and as a result we got quite a lot in the farming process. But then after we did that, we spent about 15 minutes clearing out all of the runs that we could. We used pretty much perfectly our time to get all our 10 runs done of the instances in the 15 minutes. It lined up pretty nicely. So our end result this is what we ended up with that you can see on screen here as far as our raw materials went. Now this is simply just the breakdown of the raw materials if you had no professions whatsoever. This is simply what we got when we stopped. If we were to just put it up on the auction house across all of the European realms, the value would average out at 17,759.91 gold, so a little under 18,000. But if you remember, we did only spend about 50 minutes, not a full hour, doing this. So you can add an extra fifth of that on again for an hourly value if you're interested. But that roughly, it comes to about 21,000 gold an hour. But we aren't interested in just selling these items, and I don't recommend that you do either. 21,000 gold an hour is not a terrible farm, because of the fact that you will actually get that. You will probably get more than that. If you're smart with your CSM settings, you will be able to make sure that you always sell at a high price. You could probably get quite a bit more. But that being said, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be transferring all of these materials over to a whole host of alternate characters that I've got a whole wide variety of different professions, where we'll be converting these items into different materials and completed items to sell those instead. I'm personally most interested in all of this ghost iron and trillium because I love to make money with alchemy, so that will be going over to my alchemist and being transformed the ghost iron into trillium and then all of the trillium bars into living steels. I will also be sending the cloth over to my tailor, where I'll simply be turning the cloths into bolts and then selling the bolts, greatly increasing the value. Now on my realm, it actually works out really good value for me to use these trillium bars with spirits of harmony that I actually collected from another farm, or at least I intended on, but I didn't have them and I wanted to get this video out, so for the purposes of making the video, I bought spirits of harmony and then used them to convert into the living steels that I end up this video with. But I ended up with about 22 living steels, so that shows just how lucrative this can be, because those go for about 3,000 gold a pop. So you're looking easily at 66,000 gold, which is more than 1,000 gold a minute doing this farm. So yeah, like I said at the start, one of my favourite farms to do. The best thing about it, while it's a bit lower value than a lot of other farms, you do end up with all usable, highly sellable items that are going to shift quickly, and that is definitely my preference for these farms. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I hope you find it helpful. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, it really does help. If there's anything that you in particular want a video on a particular farm or an item that you want to sell but you don't know how to get it, let me know down in the comments below and I will do my utmost to get a guide out there for you. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. See you later.